What are y'all drinking?
Water.
How do you feel about Naeem defending you on last night's episode? This is why I fuck with Naeem the long way.
Wait, stop cursing.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
This is why I fool with Naeem the long way. Is that better? I'm sorry, y'all. We trying to keep it clean.
Color. Period. And that's what we were doing. We're trying to celebrate that. So again, it was
no. We weren't trying. We were literally. We were lighthearted. But the reality of the situation is every time it was brought up in a negative light.
Right.
Frank brought it up in a negative light.
Right. Well, guys shouldn't be speaking on female situations.
Also, Frank brought a whole white girl on the show, so let's talk about that.
Do you regret your actions towards Dante? I was supporting you, but I think you went too far in the last scene.
Okay, you should still support her. Because you know, at the end of the day, everybody makes mistakes.
No. Let me answer this truthfully. I do regret my actions in that last scene. And honestly and truly, if I can turn back the hands of time, my ass would have, first of all, not shown up to that date. But if I would have, the first walk away, I would have stayed gone. I gave him way too much power. So I apologize, y'all. Like, I don't believe in putting hands on people, and honestly, truly, that was all ego.
Hi guys, I just wanted to come and to touch on Friday's episode of Ready to Love. I know I spoke on the interviews, but I wanted to speak on the actual episode of Friday because we got the elimination of the two guys, and like I said, I felt like it was going to be Cornelius because the women also realized that when he gets eliminated, she was going to get eliminated as well, Kamil, because she wasn't doing the same thing. They both did not make any connections with anyone else, and so no one was going to kind of speak up for them during the deliberations. So he was eliminated and she self-eliminated, obviously, because she was going to get eliminated anyway. And then they went on with the episode, and Dante wanted to meet up with Zadia. He said to just kind of clear up unfinished business, which I felt like maybe he should have left that whole situation alone. I kind of have to agree with her on that. If you decided to go with Aisha, leave her, alone at that time, especially after kind of filling out her personality. So that's just my opinion. But anyway, they end up meeting up, and of course, as we can, we all saw what happened. She put her hand in his face, and it's a good thing that Dante wasn't that type of guy. But I think I said that earlier on. The guys this season seem very laid back and kind of passive, if you will, except for Corey. Corey, was a little more outgoing and, than the rest of the men that were on here this season. At least this is the way they appear, because, like I said, Sean seems a little more outgoing from his interview than the way they portrayed him on the show. So I don't really know. I'm just saying the way they're portraying these men on the show, they seem very passive, very laid back. And it's a good thing, because if she was up against anybody else, that could have gotten really ugly for this show, for the image that they're trying to put on this show, not just for her. And I understand, obviously these shows have security or whatever, but we never saw security when she was putting her hand in this man's face, right? And so I don't agree with that. I don't like the double standard in that. I think that people should feel the same way if it was a man being aggressive with a woman. When a woman is being aggressive with a man, you should feel the same way about stuff like that, because it's just not, it's toxic at the end of the day. And she, of course, recognizes this in this live. I want to get to this live, but I wanted to kind of continue talking about the episode. Anyway, she was eliminated, and then, Naeem decided to leave as well, because he really didn't have any other connection. And as I thought about it, I feel like even her getting upset with Dante was about Aisha. Her anger and frustration is really about Aisha. It's not even about Dante, right? She just took it out on him, but that's just, the energy she really would love to give her. And it's unfortunate that she allowed her, whatever Aisha may have done or said to her, to get into her head that way, to where it kind of, she is kind of messed up her experience, right, on the show or with the show. And that's just my opinion. Maybe she's going to say she had a great time. I don't know. But I felt like, if you had someone else in Naeem, why get so upset with Dante? Why not just let the Dante thing go and turn your attention to Naeem, right? So yeah, that was kind of interesting to me, because at some point there, everyone knows that it has to come down to you and someone, making some type of connection, even though I don't believe any of these people are interested in each other. That's just my opinion. I think we all can tell that they're just everybody's kind of just trying to get to the end, just to say they got to the end of the show, but they're not looking for a relationship, and it's pretty obvious. Which leads me to the Phil situation with Shiloh. I felt like he had the opportunity to say to Shiloh how he was going to go on that date with Sydney. And I feel like because she was being so serious with him and trying to let him know where she stood, he should have matched that energy by just at least being honest. And that's just my opinion. But he wasn't, so we all know how that's going to play out in the next episode whenever it happens. And so, I don't know. I just think the three couples will be Fred and Sydney, because I think that Sydney and Fred have maintained, their positions with each other since I guess they met. Even though she's doing the whole, dance with Phil, I think she's doing that just in case Frank is eliminated. But like I said, I feel like this is just strategy for everyone at this point. Sabrina and Walter, I think they're pretty solid. And Dante and Aisha, I think those are the three couples. Now, they may keep four like he tried to do last season, and I think Kyra said she wasn't interested. But if they decide to do four, then I guess Phil will, whichever, I guess the only person he could stay there with is Shiloh. And that's just if they decide to get past whatever is going to happen between them, because clearly something's going to happen. I just wanted to jump into this live really fast and just say a couple things. The live is like an hour long. I'll put the information in the description box. Zadia, she apologizes for her behavior pretty much. She obviously watched herself back, so she realizes there are some things that she probably should not have allowed to, happen, but they happened. And she kind of apologizes for that, and she recognized that she has, probably some anger management issues or some, ways about herself that she need to work on, because she says that in the live. Kamil is very silly. I think that people could have handled the Kamil and Cornelia situation better if they would have at least played like they wanted to date everybody, right? Or at least one other person. I think for the way that she tried to handle the game was wrong at the end of the day. You can get to the end with one person, but, even Chris and Amber still went out with other people. And even stuff that we didn't even see down to the end. Even, I'm saying after they knew that they were a solid couple, I just think that they handled the way they were trying to do that wrong. Shiloh sounds like she has a lot to say, so I'm curious to hear what she's going to say. I'm curious to see the interviews. I'm not sure when Crystal will interview them. You know, like I said, we are in the holiday week, so we probably won't get these interviews until the beginning of the year because we may not even get the next episode until then, since you know we have Christmas and New Year's Eve coming. So, and I think they both fall around the time. So we may not get the interviews, but there's still some questions, some things that, you know, I would like for them to talk about. I think they were on live for an hour, and most of the questions was for Zadia, of course. And she, you know, revealed a lot, but there's still things I think that Crystal will ask her. Um, that would kind of put some of the stuff more in context. Um, you know, Shiloh hasn't, you know, she wasn't eliminated yet. So obviously there's some things she cannot say, but you can definitely look at her energy during this live and see that some things have gone on, and she has certain feelings about certain things. And one of the other things that really quick I wanted to bring up was that Zadia brought up Simone from season 3. She and Rashid, they have a podcast here on YouTube called Ages and Stages, and I guess they recap each episode of Ready to Love on their podcast. And so, according to Zadia, she may have said some things about her. I was watching one of them today. I didn't hear anything too bad, but yeah, I can pick up on how Simone comes off. She comes off very biased about who she likes and who she don't like, and you know, certain who she's going to talk about, and who she's just going to, you know, praise or say, you know, nice things about. She definitely gives that energy when she's talking. So yeah, they don't have to talk to each other. So I guess if she don't want to invite her to her podcast, she don't have to. And Zadia, obviously, she doesn't have to accept, even if she do invite her. So, I mean, I don't think anything is going to, you know, other than them just saying whatever it is they feel back and forward. But she is hosting a ladies panel tomorrow with some of the ladies who were already eliminated, plus Sydney, because Sydney is still there, and so obviously Sydney's not going to be able to say much since she's still a part of the show while it's still going. But yeah, I thought the panel was kind of interesting, the people that she selected. And that's just my opinion. But let me know what you guys thought about the episode and these photos that are coming up, popped out of Cornelius and Kamil. Do you think they are a real couple? Do you think they will last? Or do you think next year sometimes when we go to their social media pages we won't see any signs of the other? Let me know in the comments. Let me know who do you think is going to end up at the bottom? Because I think we're kind of at the end of the show, to be honest. I know it don't feel like it, but we really are. Who do you think the final 3 couples are going to, you know, who will end up in those final 3 couples? And you know, let me know how you feel about the Simone situation. If you follow her podcast, and what Zadia had to say. If you guys watched the live, you watched Camille's live, I will put that information in the description box so you guys can watch the entire thing if you were not able to catch it when she was live, because it's no longer on her Instagram page. You'll have to watch it here on YouTube. Let me know what you guys think about all of that. I hope you guys have a great holiday. I don't know if we will be able to touch on this show again probably until the new year, but I hope you guys have a great holiday, and thanks for supporting my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.